Alright, how are you guys doing? I gotta find a way to make this screen not so warm. We'll just keep it as it is. Alright, so the plan is to paint this guy's portrait in oil. So this is acrylic right now. We're going to lay down a base of acrylic. And the idea is something like this. This is the idea, something like that. So we're going to just put in a block for his head real quick in acrylic, and then we'll move into oil. Okay. And I'm not that familiar with oil, so we'll have, I'm sure, a fun time trying to figure it out. Okay. I wonder, let's just see how it works out. Okay, we need more paint. Okay, so I'm gonna add in some brown and some blue. And then, honestly, some black as well. Yeah, I have some, okay. Because I want this to be like relatively translucent, but I don't want it to be forgotten about underneath. Okay. This probably be a little bit. Just put in his head shape. Just want to keep track of his head shape. There we go. Okay, we'll just do something like this. We'll just do that. And then we're gonna let this dry. Then we'll be able to come in better with the oil paint. I gotta be careful because I'm actually like literally sipping on juice and then painting. So you gotta be careful. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my oil paint. We're gonna let this dry for a moment. And then we'll keep talking, I guess. And let me grab my paint. So I don't have a lot of oil paints. I guess I'll just show you guys. We have some Gamblin, Ivory Black. We have some Lucas, Naples Yellow. We have Charvin, Yellow Ochre. Red, we have Burnt Sienna. And then this is like a thickener of sorts. Let me go grab another one. I feel like I have more paint to use. So let's see. Okay, we're back. So I got some cerulean and I got zinc white, or titanium zinc white. So let's clean off our brush. I've been so bad with these paints, like I have left these brushes literally sit in paint for a while. So if they come clean, that's a miracle. I don't know if this one looks like it's bad. Yeah, that's my fault. This one's not gonna come clean, I don't think, right now. All right, so we'll put that one aside. This one looks a little better. Maybe this one will come clean. Not that one either. Okay, we're gonna need new brushes. So scratch that. We're gonna need new brushes. I should have taken better care of those because those are brushes I like legit bought for oil painting. But it's okay. We have these ones. We have different ones. So. We'll just use these. Okay. We have enough brushes. Let's see. Let's see if the paint is dry enough. A little tacky. We can wait a second. Okay. Most of what this is, like, we'll just break this out. Most of what I'm doing here is just going to be, I feel like values mostly. There's not too many different colors, and it's a black and white reference, so, or brown, or it's like a sepia reference. Okay, this should be enough. Red, brown, black, and blue. Probably enough for right now. Ooh. Eventually we'll need the yellow, probably. Okay, but let's just start drawing. Ooh, I dipped into the water on accident. I gotta be careful. I have a lot of different, like, cups sitting around right now. Gotta be careful. With watercolor, it's not too bad. Like, you can probably drink some watercolor, but oil would probably be really bad. Gotta get used to this. Okay. I don't mind how oil is feeling right now. I've typically been kind of like against oil just because it's so. Mostly because of the smell, honestly. I really can't do the smell sometimes. But I honestly don't smell it right now. Maybe that's a bad sign, but I don't really smell the oil. Yeah, I don't smell the oil too bad right now. Maybe that means I've already ingested too much of it. There's his nose. Just try to keep everything in line. His eyes. This eye is in light, so we're kind of back off on it a little bit. Then his head, his hairline is all up here. Yeah, pretty much up there. So yeah, I hope you guys have been doing okay. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I do have a video coming tomorrow on Sunday. If you're watching this after the fact, look up the video that's called like watch this when you just can't get started. That's the video I'm gonna post tomorrow. Or if you're watching this afterwards, it might already be up. But yeah, that's a video that I worked on for this week. I kind of like this. Am I gonna become an oil painter? I kind of like this. That feels good. Okay. Now this is where we're gonna deviate from the reference. I want to give him I want to give him his shawl, but I want it to be on the other shoulder. So I want the little shawl or whatever it's called to be on this shoulder. So we'll add in his skin over here, but then we'll block in the shawl a bit on the other side. There we go. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put in, I'm actually gonna grab a lighter value. We're gonna grab this Naples yellow and see if we can't just block in. Ooh, I think we got a lot of oil in it. See if we can just block in his little shoulder piece. Let's grab this Naples yellow. Kind of hard. Maybe I'll zoom out a bit for you guys. We got Naples yellow. I'm gonna add some white as well. Ooh. Surprised I can't smell it yet, because I'm always very sensitive to the smell of oil paint. Okay, we'll block in his shoulder. And while we're doing that, we're gonna go up a value and see if we can add in, I guess not highlights, and I guess a little lighter than midtones. Somewhere in between there. Let's see. That might be a little too light. There we go. I'm gonna add in some, actually, no, I'm not. I was gonna add in, what's it called? Some of this like solvent to make it a little wetter, but I guess probably not yet. I need a thinner brush already. There we go. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going, making sure that we don't like, I don't want to blend too much. I just want to put in things where they go and then kind of put close values, not really like blend. Ooh. It's kind of weird working with oil paint right now. Feels strange. I want a really vibrant color right now, so I'm gonna mix in some of this red you guys saw with the brown. That might be too red. Let's add yellow ochre to it. I'm adding yellow ochre. It's kind of difficult working from a black and white reference. But I think in a way it makes you like a little more, gives you a little more leeway, but you also have to think for yourself a little more too. Because usually a photo will give you both like color and value. But when you work with a black and white photo, it's only giving you the value half. I'm noticing right now, when I look at it, it looks right, but in the reference or in the camera, it looks, he looks too wide. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take some white just for a second here and outline his head. Okay, let's see. Hello everyone. Hello. Grab his face right here. Yeah, because he looks too wide in the. Ooh. We need thicker paint. There we go. I wonder how I'm going to deal with that paint, like not being dry. Because usually in oil, or I mean in acrylic or watercolor, I would just wait. But no matter how long I wait, it's probably going to stay wet like that. I think we can wait for it to get tacky, but I don't think it'll ever get dry today. Add in another value, a darker one. Yeah, when you add too much oil, you can really tell, like very quickly you can tell there's too much oil when you put it on the painting. Okay, let's add in some really dark darks. Let's add in like just about the darkest bits on the face. Some here, under the nose. Okay. I don't really know how to handle oil all that well. I feel like it's kind of getting out of hand a bit. I don't know what to do with like the wetness either. The fact that it's like so loose. That's a decent shape. I like that. You can go lighter over here, I feel like. I think this value is kind of helping define the face a bit. We're gonna add some more white to this to get the top end of that value. Okay, I think I'm gonna let this get tacky a bit, like get a little not so like slippery, and then I'll be back to paint more of it. Unless we can kind of get things to sort themselves out. Ooh, that was too much. There. Just add that value in here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let this get a little tacky, so I don't have to keep like moving paint around. I'll let this sit here. You guys can ask me any questions if you'd like. I'm gonna let this sit for a second. Ooh. Okay. We'll zoom in a bit. I kind of like how this is looking though. I like how the blacks are really like, it's hard to show on camera, but like the blacks, the deepest parts here are really like really deep and dark, which is very nice. Let that sit there for a bit. Um, so I guess looking at it now, what we really need is like more like dark midtones on this side. And then we need to fix the ear shape here because the ear is too big over there. So I'll get to that in a second. Over here stuffing my face. All right. So yeah, we need to fix the ear. Let's do that. Fix the ear. We'll take this down. Boom. Then probably take it in a bit here. There. Don't want to make anything too rounded either. I think that makes it pretty in oil when you make things more straight. There we go. He has some really light values on his jacket as well. I think we should touch. I hope they don't make it like too contrasty, but it's hard to avoid them. They look really they're really obvious. So add in this. That's too close to a skin tone. We need maybe more blue. And then white. Still, okay, we need to add more blue. I just don't want to get close to his skin tone because I don't want it to look like he's just he has a furry shoulder. I want it to look like he's wearing. Actually, should we go dark first? Maybe we should go dark first with the value. We should hit the darker values in the fur coat before the lighter values. So I'll try to put that in real quick. It's a bit difficult to go darker once you go light in oil, I feel like. I'm gonna try to go dark here though. Ooh, that's too dark. Okay. Let's see. We'll come back over this too once it's like, I guess not dry, but more tacky, more able to take paint. We'll put the lighter values in on top. Okay, that's probably should be enough, I think. Okay, this is just gonna be the under layer before the lighter hairs take over. All right, I'm gonna mix in a middle value for like in between here and here. I want you guys to see both. I guess that's better. So let's mix this in. Let's see. Looks pretty good. We could take that value a little darker and it'll fit in perfectly over here. Maybe not dark enough. go. I'm just gonna really that's really all I'm doing is just going back and forth between like light values and dark values that I'm missing. I'm trying to make sure that I fill everything out. I'm gonna go back up lighter. Again, when I get up here, because this whole side of his face is like bounce lit by whatever studio he's in. But we probably need to wait for that one. Probably need to wait on that side. This is tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay. I think we need some more white paint. Oh, that's solvent. Okay. Everything is so like I guess oily. I don't know what to say. I guess that's what I should expect, but everything feels so oily. Maybe if we add in some of this solvent, it'll ooh, it feels like a thinner rather than a thickener. We're gonna still try it. Let's see. Yeah, that feels like it's meant to help me mix or blend. I want something that makes the paint like thicker. Make it feel more like a dry brush. But I'm so not used to oil, like I don't really know what that would be. I don't even know if that exists. I'm sure it does. I'm sure everything exists in oil painting. But I'm so used to gouache and acrylic. try to add in some more details now with the thinner brushes. Maybe go a tad darker too. Okay. There's that. Also, like fully missing his mustache, like completely. I like the black, but I feel like it's kind of dulling at certain points. So I want to be more careful with it. It's difficult moving this light paint on top, moving around so I can get to the spots I need to work in. We also need to work with the wrinkles on the forehead. That's going to be something interesting to touch on too. Oh, that probably shouldn't put that there. We can fix it later. We can fix it. Where we're at. It looks okay so far. I think this needs to dry. That's the thing. I don't feel like I can do a whole lot more right now. Okay. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. I think we need to focus on like dark midtones, like bright dark midtones, and then also highlights, like in the eyes and then on the nose. We also need to fix his chest. His chest looks crazy right now. Maybe we'll do the chest in like a bigger brush, maybe. I guess not. Try to straighten the chest out real quick. There we go. We'll come over with a lighter value. We need to still work on this color. This color is all over the place. Maybe we'll work a close color into the actual painting. Let's do, okay, let's mix in like a bright red. You guys can't see, let's mix in a bright red, yellow ochre. I want something bright that like holds the painting together. Maybe the underpaint should have been a little brighter, and that could have helped. But right now we really need something like bright and colorful to hold it together. This looks relatively okay. Maybe we need some Naples yellow. To me, Naples yellow is kind of just like a white, just like you mix it in when you're using a warm color to brighten it up. It's like white, but for warm colors. It feels like. At least that's kind of how I use it. This isn't quite as bright as I thought it would be. Let's mix in more color. I think it's also being affected by the layers underneath that are moving, and like touching the color and making it dirty. I want to add it right along the side of the nose, but I think we need to fix the color first before I really just delve in. All right, let's see. I need a smaller, thinner brush. Let's use this one. I'm just taking this color around the whole painting and seeing where it fits. I feel like this holds, I said that earlier, but I feel like when you get a bright color like that, it can help hold the painting together. And I don't really know, like, it's hard to explain, but sometimes I've done it with like a bright yellow on portraits, or like a bright blue sometimes. But I think when you get like a really bright color and you can splash it throughout the whole painting, it helps hold things together. Ooh, I should have got an easel or something. Maybe like work on a little, oh, just got a bunch of red on the side of the painting. Okay, we need to go a tad lighter with this color now. Add in some white, then we'll add in some yellow ochre. This is going better than I expected. I guess I don't know, maybe thought this would be like a big failure. It looks okay so far. The paint is not impossible to get used to. And also the smell isn't bad. Like I don't know what, maybe I just bought the right brand, but I know oil paint in the past has like laid me out and had me in a bad mood and with a headache, and this doesn't really feel like that right now. Okay, this is gonna be a light color. I think next color is gonna be like a tad lighter and a tad more yellow than this. Yeah, let's go lighter and more yellow. I'm mixing it on the side of the palette. Let's go lighter and more yellow. There we go. Okay. There we go. I like that color. This will probably help drag some of the highlights together. We need to go lighter again still. We still need to go lighter. And much more yellow. I feel like the yellow's not there. Maybe it's because I have a dirty brush. Let's clean this off. Okay, let's go lighter. And more yellow. I pretty much want like a Naples yellow color, but I don't want to just use straight up Naples yellow. I mean, I could. I think I'm probably going to do that. Right, mixing like pretty much like a Naples yellow, even though we already have it. And a tad bit of like pink in there. I need like thicker. I need the paint to be thicker. This feels so weird. The paint just moves and shifts and like undoes itself. Okay, let's add more white. I feel like with oil painting as well, I feel like white doesn't do a whole lot for you. Maybe it's just, well, no, I'm using titanium white, so it should be like, this is as powerful as white gets, I would guess. Maybe zinc white is a little brighter, but it feels like white doesn't do a whole lot for the value. I guess, except right there, it kind of did. We should try to add in the hairs right now, the brighter hairs. You know what's crazy? The brush size changes so much when you start adding oil paint to it. Like the brush gets so much bigger and thicker. Because it's just loaded up with all this paint. Ooh, the paint's still wet. Okay. Guess I should have known that. Maybe we'll have to wait on that part. I'm gonna add more white to the background. Is white? Yeah, it is white. I'm gonna fix his ear shape as well. I think it's too big up top. Maybe that's too big, small now. There we go, that looks okay. Try to add some blue to the darkness. Let's see if that looks okay. That's kind of my go-to for any other kind of paint, so let's see how it works with oil. Literally just mixing ultramarine blue and black to see if we can't get a really dark value. I've noticed that that's kind of how some painting works. Like if you want to go darker, but you've already gone like almost black, switch like temperature. So if you've already put down like a really dark black, but it's like warm, and put down a black next to it that's blue. Yeah, that's darker already. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's a good way to go darker. Just switch the value. Or switch the temperature, sorry. I can't wait until tomorrow, I guess, when I can finally put in these little hairs. And not so, all this is not so like wet and loose. Even putting these on is pretty difficult. Well, I guess like, putting these on is okay because I guess the dark color goes over light colors better than vice versa. Okay. Now the wrinkles on the forehead, how would we attack that? I kind of like how this is turning out. I actually really like this. I wasn't really sure how it would turn out. I almost thought it would fail, like just because most of my other oil painting stuff has failed. But this is turning out okay. I also like this because I'm not painting so much detail right now. Like, I mean, I'm painting small, but I'm not painting like the standard, like you draw the eye like this and then you draw the circle. I'm just kind of like plotting in little points, and that feels better. That feels more like how I naturally think in art. Okay, I think I would like to focus on this eye, so I'm gonna add in, let's see. So we could add in a lighter value, but I don't want to just put like a big, like, I don't want to draw in his sclera just like straight up a white circle around his eye. In real life, it's just like a piece that's a little cooler and a little brighter than the iris. So I'm gonna do it like that. I'm sorry, I got like all mixed up with the eye anatomy. I don't even know if I said that right. I think the sclera is the white part and the iris is the black part. No, the pupil is, yeah, the pupil, okay. The sclera is the white part. The iris is the blue or whatever part, the colored part. And then the pupil is the black, like divot in the middle. Get a smaller brush still. Here we go, this is the small brush. Let's put this in. I want to focus too much. Let's see. It could be a little brighter, honestly. Thought I was going too bright. Still, we can go bright. Okay. I just don't want to end up with like a really bright big dot that is out of place. That's okay. Okay, I think that looks okay. Maybe a little brighter, like a tad brighter. I want to add a highlight as well. Okay, I think that's good. Maybe on the side too. Okay, and then we'll add a little highlight. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around, anyone that stuck around this far. I'm going to put in a highlight and then we'll call it a day. Mix up a little white. And let's zoom in for this. Hopefully don't mess it up. And boop. There's a highlight. Okay. That's what we got today. I don't know. I feel pretty good about this. I feel okay. I think maybe we could fix some stuff with like the middle skin tones, and then this fleece part or this like part needs to be altered, of course. But once the paint like isn't so wet, then we can work on it more. But all right, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I have a video coming out tomorrow, so be sure to watch that if you're interested in plein air painting and stuff. Even if you're not, maybe you will be. But all right, yeah. Thank you guys. See you guys tomorrow.